All right. So what call to action should you be using for your outreach? I get that question all the time, and a lot of our clients ask that question to us. And the answer is it depends on your audience, the awareness level of your audience, your offer strength. It also depends on where you want them to go and how you want them to convert, like what you're actually selling. So I'm going to walk you through kind of some frameworks that we use to make sure we're picking the right call to action every single time to make sure out of the box we can have a winning campaign and get some conversions immediately. For those that don't know me, my name is Ryne Ogren. I'm the founder of MoneyMake Marketing. So far this year, we've generated $5.8 million cash collected revenue through cold email and cold LinkedIn outreach. We have different strategies as well. Like we use our video pitch for this. We use our lumpy mail for this. We've done a million different things, but essentially what we do is we open up net new accounts for a lot of vendors in the retail, vendors of retail brands, vendors of CPG brands, vendors of food service brands, vendors of power generation companies, vendors of data center developers. We've done it all, and we have all of those as clients right now. If we have experience in a particular industry, apply to work with us, ask us a question, and we'll most likely know what we can do. And if we can't take you on and make you more money than what you pay us, then we would not do that deal. So let's get back into the video. So today we're going to be talking about the CTA, otherwise known as the call to action. So I'm just going to write that down, call to action. All right. So that's what that means. If for those of you that don't know marketing jargon. So the CTA, so normally where is the call to action? Normally you have your hi, first name, or whatever your intro is. Then you have a bunch of lines, and then you have your question. So your question is the call to action. What are you actually offering them? What action do you want them to take? What are you going to ask them? That's your call to action. And usually there's a bunch of different ways you can do this. There's a different type of call to action. The first one, a lot of people like to do this. Is it this worth 15 minutes of your time? Worth 15 minutes of your time. So this is obviously going to try to get people to book a call. So that's one. Another one is can I send over blank? That's a lead magnet. So let's just put this over here, book call. This is lead magnet. Now, the thing I want you to understand about both of these is what action do I want them to take? If I want them to jump on a call with me, the book call makes sense. If I want them to just ask for, hey, yeah, something a little bit less of a commitment than booking a call, then the lead magnet makes more sense. But how do you decide between what? Okay, and that's exactly what we're going to be talking about in this video. How do you decide on what to use in your particular outreach? The answer is you should probably just split test these, and that's the real answer. So split test. But what you're going to, and this one question will let you know which is going to work better than the other. But what I want you to do, the real answer is to split test. So take the same messaging. So just do same messaging and then do both of these as far as your CTA goes. And it's very easy to split test with cold outreach tools. You literally just do one message, you create 2 iterations of it, and then check it every 72 hours. That is usually enough to get a significant result. Now, as far as measuring results go, make sure your results are significant. Otherwise, you're going to change something that doesn't actually need to be changed, or there's other variables in it. So if you don't know what significance testing means, you need a certain sample size for that result to actually mean something, okay? This is like back to math statistics in 8th grade. But ChatGPT, Claude can help you with this. Just ask, is this result significant enough to actually act on it? And that usually will help you, okay? So split test every 72 hours. That's when you're making your adjustments. Now, if you split test too much, there's Alex Hormozy said this the other day, but if you split test too much, you end up becoming a porn site. Now, there is something to be said about that. If you split test your way, you could split test your way into poverty. That's one of my marketing mentors, Jeremy Haynes, used to say, and still does. What you want to be doing is make sure you're optimizing for the right thing. So when you're split testing these CTAs, what are you optimizing for in the split test? Optimize. And what we optimize for, this is what's so different about us than everybody else. We optimize for deals, cash flow, revenue that is closed. So we're not actually optimizing for booked calls like a lot of cold email agencies are trying to do. They're just trying to get you on calls with people, not warm calls, not deals that can actually close. We take the other approach. We only want to optimize for dollars. We want to optimize for making money. That's why we named the company MoneyMake Marketing. So that's the different thing. We optimize for dollars, deals that close. Now, if we literally just book one campaign, one meeting, and that deal closes in that time period, that's a profitable campaign, and we're going to keep that thing running. A lot of people would turn it off because it only booked one meeting, right? So just, you got to understand what these decisions and frameworks are going to be when you're moving forward. But anyways, you can optimize for money, but if your sales cycle is super long, optimize for qualified book call. So that's pretty good. And just if you're looking at all these, the response rate to book call rate. Okay, so response to book call rate. All right, so that's how you split test. Now, I'm gonna explain why certain markets play better with one thing versus another, because this is gonna be good for you to understand with your split testing. I'm not giving you just the fish, I'm teaching you how to fish, okay? All right, so when to use what? When to use what? It really comes down to your offer strength and the awareness level of that audience. So offer strength, how to measure this, answer this one question. If I can adequately communicate my offer, what we're selling, our company, our capabilities, if we can truly communicate our capabilities extremely clearly to the decision makers of our dream accounts right now, would they work with you immediately? Would they switch, drop everything and switch to you right now? A lot of you watching these videos, it's most likely no. But if you are sitting here thinking, yes, they would absolutely do it in a heartbeat. We do something that nobody else does. Then your offer strength is high. Your offer strength is good enough to go for a straight book a call. Now, if you waffled at all on that question, most likely you're at like a middle tier offer level. A lot of our clients are at middle tier offer levels. They really don't offer anything crazy, and then they rely on us to create the demand and the reasoning on why they need to work with this company. So if you're having a mid-level offer strength and you're like, if we even just communicate all of our capabilities clearly to the decision maker and still they might not go with us, then what you need to do is you need to cater to their awareness levels. And the awareness levels, their awareness levels are the main ones. This was a famous marketing book a long time ago, but you have unaware, you have problem aware, and you have solution aware. These are the main ones. There's more. But unaware means they don't have no idea they have a problem. Problem aware means they know they have a problem, but they just don't know how to solve it. Solution aware means they know they have a problem. They also know what solutions are out there. Okay? Now, someone's only going to buy once they become solution aware, but these people need information to move between unaware and then problem aware and then solution aware. So the way you get them to move is by what we found be the most effective is by using a lead magnet. So if you are dealing with a lukewarm offer, like something that's just not, if you explain it very clearly to your target market and they are like, great, there's a chance we might not go with you, like your capabilities are not anything out of this world, and there's no hard feelings if they're not, right? There really isn't. Great marketers come from selling stuff that's okay. And realistically, a no-brainer offers and things that are insanely good are like the things you cannot live without, right? Super sticky. Now, not everybody can own a business that has those type of offers, right? You can make those offers all the time, but what we need to be doing is now craft a no-brainer offer with our lead magnet that gets them from unaware to problem aware, then problem aware to solution aware. And that is essentially what needs to happen because your capabilities are not going to make a no-brainer offer. So a lot of people make the mistake. They make the mistake that thinking their offer strength is good enough to just say a quick email and then offer to get on a call. And then they're like, well, nobody's booking. It's because your offer and your capabilities are not strong enough to get them to be like, yeah, we're going to get on a call with you. We're going to switch all of our business to you immediately. So then you got to go through these awareness levels. And that's why the lead magnet works so well. What kind of lead magnet? I always opt for a video pitch, but you could do you could do a PDF, you could do a slide deck, you can do a million different things, a cut sheet, a sell sheet, you can do a million different things. But that is explaining exactly why the CTAs should be tested probably more than the actual messaging. Your messaging, just put, I don't know, a quick we help offer statement, social proof in there of who you currently work with that's relatable to them, and then test your CTAs, and you will find what CTA is actually going to work better for you. Now, an interesting thing that we've noticed is a booked call, a very cold booked call, does not equal a warm booked call. They are not the same. Let's say you have a qualified cold booked and then you have a qualified warm booked. The only thing that is actually valuable to you is a qualified warm book call. Even I could get you a meeting with the president of the United States, and if it doesn't go anywhere for you, you're not going to be happy, right? People understand this. You want to be optimizing for a warm book call. 3 cold book calls can equal 1 warm book call. It could actually be 10 cold book calls that don't go anywhere are equal to 1 warm book call. So when you're actually sending your outreach and you're just trying to skip to a booked call, it's going to be a cold book call. It's not going to be anything that's out of this world. So you might be dealing with more dead ends than anything else. So that's just one thing to say. That's why the lead magnet, it warms people up so you can actually close more deals much faster. So remember, we optimize for money. That's how we do it. Not saying that you always need to use a lead magnet. Not saying you always need to be booking a call. It's the best ones out there understand that markets sway and they shift. So you always have to be testing this. But don't test your way into poverty. Make sure you're optimizing for the right thing. We're not trying to just win 1% response rate here and there. We're trying to make deals happen, all right? So make sure you're doing that. And if you like this video, make sure you comment, subscribe. I'm going to be coming out with more videos and doing more of these as we go, just to let people know that we know our stuff. And I think it's fun to make these videos as you get a little bit better at it. So still working on it. If you have any questions, make sure you comment below. Make sure you like, subscribe. If you want to work with us, apply to work with us. No promises. We're really not taking on crazy amount of clients at this moment in time. We don't really lose clients, so once we take them on, yeah, if you want to apply to work with us, no promises, but do apply to work with us, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, Ryne Ogren, see ya.